We can't wait for everyone to come to Senior Citizens Dinner on Tuesday. So
all right,
show us some more off.
Have a good week, and thanks Shane.
Preparing for Thanksgiving?
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. It's been a closed-door briefing for members of Congress supplying information about the U.S. military strike on suspected drug-running boats. Particular attention paid to one strike in international waters off the coast of Venezuela. The military says the latest attack on a suspected drug-running vessel in the Eastern Pacific killed 4 alleged narco-terrorists. A court appearance expected today for a 30-year-old Virginia man accused of planting 2 pipe bombs, one outside Democratic, the other outside Republican National Committee headquarters in D.C., almost 5 years ago. The U.S. Supreme Court is allowing Texas to use a new Republican-friendly congressional district map in next year's midterm elections. Watching Wall Street, the Dow futures 28 points higher. NASDAQ futures are up 63. S&P futures better by 10 points. More details, srnnews.com.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Inflation is hitting everyone hard right now, especially when it comes to healthcare. Over the last 10 years, healthcare costs have skyrocketed by, get this, 230%. If you have Medicare Parts A and B, you know there are still out-of-pocket expenses like deductibles and co-payments, and they really add up. But here's some good news. MediShare 65 Plus is designed to fill in those gaps and help protect you from rising healthcare costs. At only $99 per month up to age 75, you get peace of mind at a price you can afford. And MediShare is trusted, too. It's been around 30 years. It's not some big impersonal thing. It's a community of people helping each other, business owners, pastors, retirees. People love it. MediShare 65 Plus just makes sense. To learn more, give them a call. They're great to talk to. They'll offer to pray with you each time you call, too. Call now. 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE-55. 833-SHARE-55.
Your home for Goodland High School athletics, the Denver Broncos, Tech Tiger basketball, and the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer and Connor Schuh. This is Goodland's Rocket 102.5, KKCI-FM, Goodland, an NWKS radio station. Fall is here, and so are big savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation up to $7,000 off with eligible GMC loyalty. Check out the 26 GMC Arcadia 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. On the Chevy side, the 2026 Equinox is 0% APR, and the 26 Colorado Trail Boss gets $500 customer cash or 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Harvest the savings this fall at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Online at hurlchev.com.
Merry Christmas from the Farmers State Bank in Oakley. We invite you to stop into our lobby for coffee and cookies throughout the month of December as our small way of saying thank you to our loyal customers. We appreciate your business in 2025 and throughout our 118 years of community banking and look forward to serving you in the new year. Farmers State Bank of Oakley, member FDIC.
With NWKS Radio News, I'm Connor Schuh. Colby Community College Biological Sciences instructor and STEM Division Chair Dr. Jeffrey Sekovich recently completed the Harvard Medical School Senior Life Sciences Leaders Program, placing him among 26 professionals worldwide selected for the cohort. He also received an invitation to Harvard in the fall of 2026 to be a part of their Senior Life Sciences Leadership Summit. The Northwest Kansas Foundation for Hope launched their 12 Days of Hope fundraiser starting December 1st through the 12th. It's a foundation created to help cancer patients in Northwest Kansas manage the unexpected and overwhelming expenses that go along with cancer treatment. The organization serves 9 area counties and provides financial assistance for travel, lodging, meals, and other costs uncovered by insurance. They do an online auction as a fundraiser that local businesses and individuals can donate to with various items for the cause. For these and other stories, go to nwksradio.net.
Today will start off sunny with clouds increasing later this morning. Chance for a few sprinkles or flurries, mainly along and north of Highway 36. Northwest winds will blow 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting 25 to 30, and highs will be in the upper 40s. Tonight will be mostly cloudy. Those winds will turn to the southwest at 10 to 20, and lows will be around 30. Tomorrow, we got a wind alert, particularly late in the morning, early afternoon, with gusts 45 to 55 miles per hour possible from the northwest. A light rain snow mix is also possible in the morning with little to no accumulation. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s overnight, turning much colder, lows dropping into the upper teens. And then Sunday will be partly cloudy. It remains breezy and colder. Highs will be hovering around 40 with lows in the lower 20s. Monday, a warming trend starts. Expect dry conditions with temperatures rebounding in the mid-50s. This meteorologist Chris Schromick from NWKS Radio Weather Center.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland, and let's get you covered. The insurance agency. Insurance the way it should be.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pest Away in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pest Away today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
Need a porta potty or septic pumping in Northwest Kansas? Call Topside Portables and Pumping, your local family-owned crew. They've got clean, reliable toilets for weddings, farms, and job sites, plus full septic services, RV waste, fertilizer tanks, and more. Available 24/7, because when nature calls, they answer. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. Reliable, local, clean.
Fall is here, and so are big savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation up to $7,000 off with eligible GMC loyalty. Check out the 26 GMC Arcadia 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. On the Chevy side, the 2026 Equinox is 0% APR, and the 26 Colorado Trail Boss gets $500 customer cash or 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Harvest the savings this fall at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Online at hurlchev.com.
This holiday season, jolly old St. Nick and his helpful elves at Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware are stocked up and ready to make Christmas merry and bright. From festive decor and handy tools to gift cards and great stocking stuffers, they've got something for everyone. Go bigger with Traeger or Weber grills or even Blackstone griddles, Yeti coolers, or powerful Eagle snowblowers that make winter easy. Make holiday shopping simple. Shop local at Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
The amount of money getting thrown around to quarterbacks who haven't done diddly squat is amazing to me.
And Connor Schuh.
He's the new guy.
The High Plains only local sports talk show. Broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Covering it all from the preps.
He's at the 10, the 5, he dives for the end zone, he's in! Touchdown, Cowboys!
To the pros.
Line drive, left field, base hit! Here comes McMahon, he'll score! Ball game!
The Blitz is presented by Hurl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank. Along with
Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, the Insurance Agency, Pest Away LLC, Topside Portables and Pumping, and the Farmer State Bank in Oakley.
Let's go to work. Golf on the right hash, hands it off to Montgomery, picks his way across the 30, breaks the tackle at the 25, Montgomery in the clear to the 10, veers to the 5, touchdown Lions. The power of David Montgomery puts 6 on the board, and it's 16-6 Detroit.
Tyrese Maxey to win the game. And it goes! DeAnthony Melton blocks! And the Sixers
Working the right side, blocker in front to the 10, Gibbs skipping to the 5 and into the end zone for a touchdown. Tristan Colon was the convoy to lead Gibbs to the promised land and perhaps to lead the Lions to their 8th win of the season.
Happy Friday morning, everybody. Welcome inside the Morning Blitz. Ross Volkmer, Connor Schuh with you here again. Much better start to the day today, Connor, than it was yesterday. I'm just going to say I didn't fall out of my vehicle. I didn't crash onto the cement. It is a better day than what it was yesterday just because of that. So
it's a good omen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hopefully so. Hopefully so. It is also opening day, if you want to call that, for some teams, not for all. Some area teams did have their first games a few days ago, but it is opening day of the high school basketball season for a majority of area schools beginning their play. Some schools like Weston, for example, only had probably a couple days of practice before they rolled the basketball out there because, you had state football championships on Saturday, and 6 days later you start a basketball season. I mean, that's the dream if you're a football coach, right? You want to have a minimal basketball practice before that first game of the season.
Make sure they're not wasting their energy on that.
Yeah. we got winning to do. But the high school basketball season gets underway tonight. Goodland at home hosting Cimarron, and Colby on the road at Ulysses. You ready for the trip down south? Have you been to Ulysses, Kansas yet in your tenure here? This is be a first trip.
This is a first, but I've had longer drives to this point here in Kansas, so I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it won't be that bad. You'll love the high school arena there. Is really, really nice. I don't even know if it's 20. It might be 20 years old now, but it's still very, very nice. The high school basketball gym, nice place to call from. It's a nice facility they have there in Ulysses. So I think you'll enjoy your time there.
I gotta say,
AD good guy as well.
Okay, I gotta say also, I really enjoyed the Max Jones Fieldhouse. I thought that's a cool barn.
It is, as I have dubbed it, it's the pride of Goodland, Kansas. There is not probably anything in the town that more people take more pride in than the Max Jones Fieldhouse. It is,
it's cool.
It's kind of a basketball mecca. It's our own little Allen Fieldhouse out here in the very northwest part of Kansas, and look forward to plopping down and calling a couple of games here today with high school basketball, which, I got to get this off my chest. I've been thinking about this a lot. I think I said a couple months ago, but this year of high school basketball in some facets, particularly on the boys' side, is going to be very different. You don't know this, but last year, if you look around, kind of, particularly in Western Kansas, then and because of where we are, you play the same teams a lot. You play Ulysses, you play Colby, you play whoever it may, Goodland, you play Lake, and you play a lot of these teams once or twice a year because it's even though it may be 2 hours, that's a closer trip than, going where. It's not like we live in Wichita. We just go across the city and play 10 different teams. It's not how that works. So you get used to seeing a lot of the same players and a lot of the same coaches over the course of time. And this year it is going to be very different because previously years we have seen, a lot of great head coaches come through here. Tom Stevens was at Colby last year. He's a guy who's been around for a long, long time. He stepped down. His son Reed takes over the program in his first year. Mikey Dahl had been at Goodland for 8 years, the former Goodland Cowboy. He left to go to Beloit, a great athletic department program there. He left to go to Beloit after leading the Cowboys to back-to-back state championship game appearances. His former player, a young man that I covered in my first couple of years of doing this job, Dawson Raymer, is back and leading the Goodland Cowboys in his first season as head coach. You can go south. Nate Schmidt, head coach at Lakin, has left to go to Wichita Collegiate. And so Hunter Kirby, another guy that I covered when he was playing basketball for Lakin, he is taking over the head coaching job there. There are plenty of examples of guys around the area that left their post as head coaches and have gone someplace else to coach, and leaving the door open for now this younger wave, this younger generation of coaches to come through. And so and also can't forget Hugoton. Trey, why can't I remember his name now? Gosh darn it. I'm losing my mind. Someone's going to text me because I'm an idiot.
Come on.
I know. I can't think of it. It's going to absolutely hit me in the, I wanted to say Trey Taylor, but that's a recruit, the Nebraska quarterback recruit. So it's not Trey Taylor.
Close enough.
Gosh darn it. I know. Someone's going to chime in and say, we know who this guy is. So the Hugetson basketball coach who's no longer there. His first name was Trey O'Neill. Thank you, Doug. O'Neill. Trey O'Neill was the head coach there in Hugetson. He left. He's, I believe, in Wichita. Everyone's chiming. I knew everybody would. Thank you, listeners. I appreciate it. Trey O'Neill. I got stuck on it. But Trey O'Neill, who was a great coach, still is a great coach. He left for school. I think he went to a high school in Wichita. He left Hugetson after leading them for a lot of successful years down there in the house of the Eagles. Now, I believe CJ Korf, who has been a long-time head coach there and stepped aside to be an assistant for a while and now is back as the head coach there. But you're seeing a whole bunch of coaching changeover after this last year, particularly in boys basketball. So you're going to see some new faces, some returning of some old faces. But the other thing you're going to see this year is a lot of new faces on the floor. It was a huge and very talented senior class across the GWAC in particularly, and also in for Lakin in this example too. There were a lot of great players that were seniors that left, now have graduated, gone on. So it's going to be a fresh crop of new talent coming in this year. And I think that's what's exciting about this upcoming season from the boys' side is that great senior class across in Scott City had a great senior class as well. They lost Jackson Rumford, who was fantastic. So they have all gone, and now it is a fresh crop of not only coaches but players. And what it will be, I don't know. That's the fascinating thing. Now Holcomb still has, I think, a great group of players, and their head coach is still around down there in Chad Novak. So he's kind of the old sitting head along with CJ Korf to an extent. But yeah, the coach at Ulysses done a great job too. He's done a phenomenal job here recently. So it's a very, very, the GWAC in basketball and all across all sports, but particularly in basketball, because you play each other twice, it's a home and home. It's a very comparable to a Big 12 schedule. It's very challenging everywhere you go and play. And it's going to be interesting to see which one of these young head coaches or these other coaches taking over these new jobs can get their new rosters. Because like I said, a lot of new guys are coming in to play at their best. So it's a fascinating year, especially on the men's side. Women's side, a little bit more returning and a lot of coaches sticking around. And so I don't think you're going to see that kind of turn. But from the boys' side, I think it's a fascinating storyline to watch this season, particularly for people who have followed the league as much as I have these last 9-10 years. This year is very, very interesting because there's so much changeover from what was happening. So how excited are you for your first Colby Eagle basketball broadcast this season? You all prepared and ready to go?
We're about there. There's going to be a little bit more prep done here today once we get off the show, but we'll be ready to go. I'm just excited to call some more basketball. I mean, it was good to kind of, I guess, grease the tires for a little bit for the first time on Wednesday, but now we're ready.
Yeah, we'll see what Colby has to offer. Like I said, a lot of new faces in boys basketball and a new head coach. Girls basketball, Yancey Walker is a great coach, done a great job, led the Lady Eagles to a third-place finish last year. But now he is starting over with a new crop of players.
Only, I think, one returning starter.
Shaylee Holzmeister.
Yeah.
Shaylee Holdmeister, as Paul Heskett would say. But yes, she's returning as the only returner there for Lady Eagles. So it'll be an interesting season to see what all comes about in high school basketball, which does get going tonight. It's a great slate. Mentioned Colby Ulysses on 100 Point to the Ride here on Goodland's Rock at 102.5. Goodland hosting Cimarron. The Battle of the Dairies is what they are calling it now between Shiloh and Golden Plains. There's apparently going to be a traveling trophy, which is great. I wonder if it's like a trophy with a big dairy cow on it, or maybe it's just a big dairy cow, idol or something like that. I don't know what it is. I'd love to see a picture of the traveling trophy for the Battle of the Dairies between Shiloh and Golden Plains tonight. That is going to be over in Rexford. Hoxie goes up and visits Norton for a Mid-Continent League game. Tri-Plains Brewster is going to host Northern Valley. Quinter's at Victoria. Oakley going to Peaburg. St. Francis hosting Holyoke, Colorado. Rollins County taking on Decatur Community at the Colby Events Center. Team to watch this year, I saw, according to Sports in Kansas, is Decatur Community. They've got they had a great high school football season this year, won for the first time in the playoffs since 1970. A lot of those guys are playing basketball this year for the Red Devils. Could be a special season for Decatur Community. Wallace County going to Lakin, and Wheatland Grinnell will host Weskin. Those are the games on tap for tonight. Like I said, Wescan boys particularly only have had a couple days of practice before they take on Wheatland Grinnell because they've been doing football.
It's going to be tough.
And don't sit there and think that those kids that played football were not all playing, or the kids that were playing football are not on the basketball team. They need every guy that they can get to come out and play. So high school basketball gets going tonight. Look forward to seeing what's on tap there. Also want to highlight real quickly, since we're on this local sports trend, wrestling last night, little duel last night. I saw Goodland boys were beaten by Scott City 60-23. Girls also lost 48-29 by the Lady Beavers. Busy weekend in wrestling. And how big is wrestling up in Ohio?
It's a decent, I mean, for wrestling, it is a semi big deal. Ohio State wrestling is pretty well recognized, and we've got programs at most of the area schools where I'm from. So people care about it, but I wouldn't say it's like people are really getting up for wrestling.
Yeah, it's a bigger deal out here, and particularly with the boom of the ladies and their wrestling. Girls wrestling has really exploded the last few years, and so it leads to just loaded weekends. The Gable Jenkins Tournament Invitational is happening Saturday up in St. Francis. Goodland Rollins County will be there for boys. Waukene Invitational is today. That's where pretty much all area girls teams will be competing, including Goodland, Colby, St. Francis, Oakley, Hoxie, and others. Hoxie has in boys wrestling, there's a Hoxie duel today with Colby. If you don't know, Connor's going to learn Hoxie is the powerhouse wrestling program pretty much of the state. I think they've won 6 consecutive state championships. They're a powerhouse. They will host Colby today for a duel. Then, of course, the Hoxie Boys Invitational is Saturday. Colby and Decatur Community will be there. Rollins County has a duel today at Burlington. Decatur Community Girls will be at Southwest Nebraska on tonight. And Oakley heads to the Trigo tournament. There's a tournament in Trigo on Saturday for boys, and Oakley will be competing in that. And there's also some JUCO wrestling on Saturday and Sunday as Colby Community College and 40 Tech Northwest women are at the Bob Smith Open in Hayes Sunday. So after what was kind of a month of, easy going, we got football playoffs every Friday, every Saturday. We're diving in, and now we're in the busiest part of the season between wrestling and basketball. The buses are fueling up and going all over the place. Let me tell you. Anyway, we will coming up later on in today's show. We will get to the picks of the weekend. Connor has our wonderful slate of picks ready to go, which will include, I'm guessing, a lot of college football championship games and conference championships.
It's pretty heavy in that.
So that's going to be awesome. We've got some NFL slate for you. We will get to all that coming up here on the weekend slate and picks of the weekend. So look forward to doing that. We'll have some fun at the end of the show with some 3 up, 3 down, our 3 random questions and 3 random answers coming up here, which none of us have even thought about. I mean, we have our questions, but we have no idea what they are. It's not been planned out in any way, shape, or form. But I want to get to the news of yesterday, and I know it was not the Lions romping on the Cowboys, although they did beat up on them pretty badly, 44-30. And if that Lions team shows up and plays, that's the team that I feel like can make a deep postseason run, particularly offensively. But the news of the day yesterday was the news of Colin Klein, and he is officially back. It was late last night, probably around 8 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. It hit the Twitter sphere that Colin Klein is officially back and will be the head coach of Kansas State, agreeing to a 5-year, $4.3 million annual contract. What a deal. Which I thought, that was my first thought was, boy, that's a heck of a deal for Kansas State. They got a bargain buy there. But you have to realize you're paying for a guy who doesn't have any head coaching experience at the collegiate football level at this point in time.
Yeah, you're banking on him and his just being around good coaches to kind of mold him into that guy. And obviously he has that extended OC experience, and that's kind of what you're banking on. So there's been a lot of successes in guys making that jump, and there's been a lot of failures. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you just don't know. Sometimes the hotshot coordinator is great. Dan Lanning has been an example of that. Left Georgia, went to Oregon, has had a lot of success. Trying to think of some other.
Ben Johnson, in the NFL.
Yeah.
1 year, but
that's true.
Still pretty good.
True. I'm trying to think of some other college guys that left their coordinator positions and took. Well, Kirby Smart was defensive coordinator, and once again, underneath Nick Saban, went to Georgia. He's had great success.
I don't think Ryan Day was a head coach previous to Ohio State.
No, he was the OC underneath. Why can't I think of his
Herb.
name? Herb. That's right, Herb. You know what? If you think about it, and I could be wrong, but I mean, do you like I said, I named a couple guys, Kirby and those guys, but they went to powerhouse programs and they were defensive guys. Do you think of a lot of offensive guys that took over programs and had immediate great success? I was trying to think if there was something like that.
Day is the big one I can think of, but I'm trying to just scrub my brain here for some more. I know there's more. There has to be.
Another prime example of a guy going from no head coach to head coach was Marcus Freeman. He was the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, got the head job, and has led that. And that program is
success.
It is catapulting. Their recruiting class was ridiculous. They didn't have a single kid, decommit and go somewhere else on signing day. They all signed, including the great Ben tight end Ian Premer. So they had a great recruiting class once again. But yeah, I was trying to think if there's any guys that were offensive coordinator gurus that left their post, took a head coaching job, and just had unbelievable success in the Power Five. And I just don't have a lot of that. So that trend there is kind of maybe not great if you look at it from the Kansas State perspective.
Yeah.
I guess it's so interesting to hear K-State fans talk about this because, they're so excited to get Colin Klein, and I think they thought for the longest time that they just weren't going to get him. K-State fans have kind of been burned in the past. They had Bruce Weber for a while, and they really wanted Brad Underwood, who was a K-State coach for a while, assistant for a while. They really wanted Brad Underwood to come back and coach Kansas State. And by the time that got to it, Brad had already left Oklahoma State to go to Illinois. And so it kind of stung them there. And so I think they kind of a little PTSD on this coaching thing. So to get Colin Klein to come back is huge. And look, he was an amazing football player. I remember watching him, and he helped carry him and Johnny Hubert, helped carry the K-State football team that one year that they almost made the college football, national champ. They were there in the top 10 for most of the year.
I mean, he was a Heisman candidate, was he not?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was great. I've met him once. He was once here at the Max Jones Fieldhouse recruiting Lincoln Cure. Super friendly, super nice, down to earth guy. As you expect him, he's from Colorado originally. Down to earth young man. I should say young man. He's my age. He's 36. Down to earth dude. Very nice. I remember giving him some flack because it was just after he had left K-State to go to Texas A&M, and I remember saying something like, "I bet you're a popular guy here."
How'd he take that?
He chuckled about it, But yeah, it was.
You have to laugh about it.
You have to. But now he's back home, and K-State fans, he'll have an unbelievable reception today. They're going to have a press conference for him, I think at 4 Central, 3 Mountain Time, there with Kansas State. But yeah, he's going to be you think he'll be a great leader and a great face of the program. And if he has any sort of decent success, he'll be around for a very, very, very long time. I mean, if he does. The question is, what kind of success will he have? But I think he'll be a great face for the program. He'll bring a lot of great, but the question is, will he have the success that K-State fans want to have? I was looking at some numbers. Texas State, he's the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M, which, by the way, he's going to stick with them. Go back to A&M and work through this college football playoff with A&M. Just want to let people know that he's not going to just leave the post and come work. He's going to work through with A&M to see through the rest of this season. But looking at the ratings, Texas A&M through 12 games is the number 16th team ranked offense in total offense this year, number 16 in the nation. And he did a great job with Marcel Reed, the quarterback. Talk about a raw kind of prospect that he has helped mold into a pretty good quarterback there for A&M. What a great prospect he could have if he could keep Avery Johnson around, which I think he will. He helped recruit Avery Johnson when he was a freshman. So I would think that there'll be a great chance for him to go out there and bring him back. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on Colin Klein coming back to lead this program, or any positives or negative thoughts that you have about this whole situation?
I mean, I like it, especially for what you just mentioned, how he helped make Marcel Reed into a Heisman candidate. And unfortunately, his candidacy is probably in the toilet now after the Texas game, but he still helped him become a great quarterback. And that offense has been one of the best in the nation this year. And they were a little bit rusty last year, but they were still pretty good. I think even at Kansas State, when he was the OC, they had good offenses. I think I'd trust him to kind of lead that group. And my question is, I wonder if he's going to call plays when he's at Kansas State.
Great question.
because sometimes that's another hit or miss type of thing. Sometimes guys try to bite off more than they can chew, and then they have the OC responsibilities and the head coach responsibilities, and
a
sometimes
a failed Scott Frost at Nebraska.
yeah, like that can totally just kill a good coach. That could have been great if they just stuck to it and delegated some responsibilities. So I think that's my question. And who knows, maybe he could shoulder the weight of all of that. But also, real quick, I found another example of the good OC to college coach, Lincoln Riley. We forgot.
There you go. That would be a good one. Very good. Yes. Here's the biggest thing about a new head coach doing what Colin Klein is doing, for example. It's just so different in comparison to what, like, you were talking about. I was talking about Scott Frost. But when Scott Frost had that 1 year of success at UCF, he was calling plays and being the head coach. College football was in a different spot. It's so much in a different spot than it was 5 years ago. The head coach has so many more responsibilities that have nothing to do with the on-field product.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be out there and raising money for NIL. And you're making sure that all your players are paid. You've got to make sure the roster retention is good. You've got a lot of hats to wear as a head football coach, and it's very, very difficult to wear all those hats and also be the offensive coordinator. So I think for the success of Colin Klein going forward, he would be wise to find someone that he trusts to run the offense and him just be the head coach. I think for long-term success, that would be the way to go.
Absolutely.
I'm fascinated to see who he brings on his staff. I've heard he's going to bring some guys from A&M with him. But I'm fascinated to see who does he brings as the defensive coordinator. This is his first head coaching job, his first time where he gets to call all the shots. I'm very fascinated to see what kind of decisions he made, because there's a lot to be made about this program. But he is back and will be announced today at 4 Central, 3 Mountain Time in Manhattan. Before also we go to break, I saw a report. This is not a for sure deal, but I saw a report yesterday from Football Scoop that K-State is saying that they're going to opt out of the bowl. They're not going to play in a bowl game. They get to that 6-win mark with that win over Colorado, but they say we're not going to play in a bowl game. They apparently had a team vote, and the team vote said, "Yeah, I think we're just going to skip the bowl game." This is bogus. This is absolute bullcrap. Don't do this, K-State. Don't be this team. Nebraska did this a few years ago in COVID, and it was stupid. Play every game that you can. Go have a chance to go send Chris Kleiman out with a victory.
I'm surprised that the players would vote against it, because I feel like, well, one, they would want to send their guy out, but also the seniors who, their last year, wouldn't they want to play one more?
I would think so. Once again, how many of these seniors have, and there's a good number of guys for K-State, I would think, that were guys that have been in the program through the whole time. But this sucks. I'm totally against this. And if this is a true report, I don't like it at all. I understand you want to move on. You want to get into the Colin Klein era. I get all that. No. Let Joe Jackson go out there and run some more. Go out there and show, try to do some things. I don't like this at all. But K-State apparently, according to a report, said that the players have voted they do not want to go to a bowl game, which I think that's a bad mistake on their part and a bad mistake for Kansas State if they don't go to this bowl game. You know what the biggest thing you're missing out on during this time is that the lights kind of go dark during this time. Because guess what? Colin Klein ain't going to be there for a few. He's going to be in the playoff. So he ain't going to be there leading your program. Who's going to be leading your program? You're going to have a whole month pretty much where the lights are out in the I think it's the Linear Center. That's going to be out. And that is going to set your program back by sticking around and just having guys get reps in practice. These practices you get for bowl games, you're developing and cultivating better younger talent. Don't do this. This is a bad move by Kansas State if they decide not to go to a bowl game. They need this bowl game for the practices, for the development of young players, all that stuff. Don't do this, K-State. Not a good idea. But apparently there's a report they're not going to play in a bowl game. I don't like it. Don't like it. A lot of negative impacts not playing in a bowl game. A lot of negative impacts for the future of the program. There you go. Our first segment here on the Morning Blitz. We'll take a time when we come back. Connor is locked and loaded with his picks of the weekend. We will get to that next here on a Friday edition of the Morning Blitz.
From drive-through banking to mobile deposit, we make it easy to get things done on your schedule. Banking should fit your life, not the other way around. This is Jessica Von Lintel at F&B Bank. Banking made simple.
In a small town, your banker should know more than just your account number. They should know your name. At F&B Bank, we believe in real conversations, friendly faces, and decisions made right here at home. I'm Paige Sneathen, Vice President at FNB Bank, and we're proud to serve your family like our own. Member FDIC.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland, and let's get you covered. The insurance agency. Insurance the way it should be.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
For the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network, I'm Addison Stoddard. Kansas Congressman Tracy Mann says the long-running debate over water of the United States may finally be nearing an end.
You know, WOTUS or waters of the U.S., this has been a big issue really all throughout the Obama administration and then the Biden administration, where there are those that take the Clean Water Act and everybody's for clean water, but look at the language and say that it gives the federal government the ability to regulate and have jurisdiction over farm ponds, drainage ditches, irrigation system, way beyond what the federal government ought to be regulating.
Mann said the U.S. Supreme Court decision in the Sackett versus EPA case forced a reset, and the Trump administration's updated rule more clearly limits federal jurisdiction.
The Trump administration finally clarified and brought forward a definition of waters of the U.S. that does not include these unnavigable waterways, not include are things like farm ponds, drainage ditches. So big win for agriculture. Is common sense policy, and hopefully the WOTUS ordeal is behind us.
For decades, WOTUS has been one of the most contentious regulatory issues in agriculture. The Clean Water Act gives the federal government authority over navigable waters, and administrations have deferred sharply on how broadly that should be defined. Farmers and ranchers have long argued that expansive interpretations create uncertainty and expose routine farm practices to federal permitting requirements. Major agriculture organizations, including the American Farm Bureau Federation and the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, have publicly supported efforts to narrow the WOTUS definition, saying it restores predictability and limits federal overreach. Environmental groups have signaled they may challenge aspects of the new rule, meaning litigation could continue even as the new definition takes effect. For the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network, I'm at
LivestockMarket.com offers all the tools you need for a successful production sale. The easy-to-use online platform makes it super easy to take bids from anywhere in the world. Buyers can place pre-bids and real-time bids, browse your sales catalog, and watch your sale broadcast live. LivestockMarket.com is also the ideal platform for private treaty sales and timed online-only auctions. There's no easier way to find buyers for cattle, horses, sheep, and hay. Sell on your terms today with LivestockMarket.com.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, and cleaner American fuel. This message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Quick hits, bold takes, and all the action.
I'll take that action.
Welcome back to the Morning Blitz.
$7:38 Mountain, 8:38 Central Time on a Friday, December the 5th. Cloudy and 27 on our way to a high in the mid-40s today. Luckily, not as bad of ice, and I didn't fall on my you-know-what this morning, so much better. Whew, that was a rough day. Sore. Left side a little sore this morning, Connor.
I'm sure.
A little sore this morning, but we'll be all right. We'll push through. In our college football talks, I forgot to mention there was some news yesterday out of Boulder. Colorado is making another change at offensive coordinator. Shocker. It's going to be like the fourth OC underneath Coach Prime. But Sacramento State head coach Brennan Marion is joining Dion and his staff after one season where he improved the Hornets by 4 wins. Third OC in 4 years as the Buffs look to rebound from a 3-9 season. He apparently is known for his, they call it the go-go offense, very fast-paced offense.
Interesting.
Dion's got to find a way to sell tickets. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to make his own salary. So he better do something. Do you have the money to hire a new OC, by the way?
I don't.
Let me do that.
They're just making it out of thin air at this point.
It's
crazy.
It's that briefcase from Dumb and Dumber, and it's full of IOUs. It's what
Yes.
it's full of. IOUs. There you go.
He's got some debts, maybe. I don't know.
God. As we mentioned earlier in the week, the CU Athletic Department is in a financial hole, like $40 million in the hole. They're spending. They are spending monopoly money at this point in time on anything they do in the athletic department. Okay, picks of the weekend and the weekend slate. I look forward to seeing what we all have on tap for today with our picks of the weekend. Our
all
host,
right.
once again, Connor Schuh.
Let's get to it. We'll start off with a little NFL football because none of the regional football teams are playing this weekend. One of them will 100% go bowling, maybe two. We'll see. But that's to be seen. Texans and Chiefs is our first game. The Chiefs are favored at home by 3.5, fighting their last breath for a playoff spot. The over-under is 41.5.
Who's favored by what again?
The Chiefs are favored by 3.5.
Golly. The Chiefs have become the most impossible team to pick. 40.5.
41.5.
I'm going to take the over. How about that? I'll take the over.
All right, I'm gonna try and be brave and pick a spread here. Texans win or lose by a field goal. I'm gonna say they cover.
Okay, all right.
Their defense is too good. Okay,
it's a great defense. I don't know. I'm curious about this Chiefs team and what they think they're gonna get done the rest of the way.
I am with you there. Okay, our final regional NFL game. Broncos favored by 7.5 on the road at the Raiders. It is a 40.5 point over under.
There's nothing about the Raiders that scare me. Denver covers 7.5.
I concur. Denver is leaps and bounds better than the Raiders. The Raiders are horrible this year, so I agree. Denver covers this one. And I've got 3 college basketball games regionally. None of them have spreads yet, so it's just a straight pick 'em for all 3 of these. We start with the border war on the hardwood. Mizzou at Kansas.
This is impossible to pick. Is Darren Peterson going to play? Because if he plays,
I don't know. It's
feel
this
better.
Sunday. They got a couple days.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to roll. I'm going to take Kansas. I think because they lost last year, they're going to be motivated to get that done. So I think and I don't think Missouri's having that great of a season this year. They're kind of in a slump. So I'm going to take KU to win.
I also will. I mean, KU played UConn pretty tough without Darren Peterson. And you said it, Mizzou is not quite what they were last year, at least as of now. So I'm liking KU. Okay. Next one, Seton Hall at Kansas State. Tricky.
I'm telling you. I tell you one thing. I think there's going to be a great crowd on hand because Colin Klein is supposed to be introduced to the fans that day. So I have a feeling it'll be a packed house. But Seton Hall has looked really good. But let's not remember, I don't think they've played a ton of great teams in their last 5. I mean, they have a 2-point loss to USC. They have beat Washington State and NC State, but nothing else is that great. K-State, my guess is Jerome Tang has chewed the living daylights out of his players about their effort against Bowling Green. Absolutely chewed the living daylights out of it. I think K-State plays inspired in front of a packed house crowd because Colin Klein will be there. So give me K-State.
Okay. I think I'm with you again. I don't think they're going to lay down in this one. I mean, there's no way they bring out another just poor effort game. I was going to say something else, but
thank you.
Save that. But K-State, I don't think they're going to do that back-to-back games. I think it's going to be pretty close. I think the spread, once it comes out, it'll be like 5.5, maybe less. But
be tight.
But yeah, Seton Hall is kind of good this year. They might be one of the better teams in the Big East. That conference is not having a great start to the year. But in the end, I take K-State. Okay. Creighton at Nebraska, and Creighton is almost a regional team themselves. A little far, but
yeah, a little far. Yeah. This game is so hard. Nebraska beat Creighton has beaten Creighton, I think, 2 out of the last 3. But the one time that Creighton beat Nebraska, and Creighton has owned this series in the last 2 decades, pretty much they have. Understandably so. I don't have a great feeling. Nebraska has been off to slow starts when they're at home, which is not a good sign. They're at home in this game. They get off to slow starts, and Creighton, for some reason, shoots the living lights out of the ball. Most years, this year they haven't done it as much. I think the win streak ends for Nebraska. I'm taking Creighton. I don't want to. I want to pick my Big Red, but I'm going to go pick with my head here, and I think Creighton gets the win.
So you're not disappointed either way. If Creighton wins, you get the pick, and if Nebraska wins, Nebraska wins. There you go.
I would take a Nebraska win and keep the longest winning streak in college basketball alive. I'd take that any day, though. But I'm going to roll with Creighton. Just too much PTSD from the last time they played there and just absolutely shot the living daylights out of it. Nebraska was buried in the first half. I mean, they were down by 20 in the first half. It was embarrassing. And
I think Nebraska is not as good as they were last year, even though they didn't make the tournament. I don't know. I gotta see a little more.
Maybe we'll see when they beat Ohio State's butt. Then we'll see what you're saying about that, amigo.
I'm unfazed, I must say. There was a classic game last year between those two teams, but Nebraska, they beat Oklahoma, but Oklahoma's pretty this year. And their next best win is Kansas State, who might be not great as well. So I don't know. It's looking like Creighton. Well, Creighton's not even having a great start.
Creighton's
either.
having a big time down year in comparison to previous years. Big time down year.
Especially
a lot of great seniors.
Geez. You know what? Let's go home court advantage. Nebraska manages to win this one, and they prove me wrong.
All right.
Why not?
Picking against his own thought.
That usually gets me in trouble here, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Colts favored by 1.5 against the Jags. Over under is 47.5. This one is not quite for the division, but it's close to it.
I'm telling you, this game is because the way it says almost a pick 'em. Gosh, have they played? What happened earlier in the season? Have they played already once? I'm guessing they have.
Let's see. I can pull that up.
No, they haven't. This is the first meeting between them this year. Oh my gosh.
Of course.
I'm going to go with the Colts. I think they're the better team, even though they're on a little bit of a downslide. I'm going to take Colts.
Yeah, they have lost 2 straight, both very close games to the Chiefs and Texans.
Indiana Jones is playing through a fractured fibula or something like that, or something like he's got some sort of injury, but I'm going to roll with Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor does have 1,200 rushing yards as of now. That is incredible. Geez. I mean, I keep thinking about the Daniel Jones injury, and is he going to be able to play as well as he did earlier this year through the fractured fibula? I have a lot of questions about that. And the Jags, their strength is their defense, so I think they might be able to take advantage of that. I'm going to say the Jags win. You said the Colts win?
Yeah, I'm taking Colts.
Okay. All righty. Last NFL game, Bears at Packers. And at Lambeau Field, the Packers are favored by 6.5.
Wow, 6.5.
Yeah.
You know, it is a house. Chicago playing Green Bay is a house of horrors. It really is. And they were talking about how amongst qualified quarterbacks, Caleb Williams has the lowest completion percentage, like 58% amongst quarterbacks that have started so many games. So it's not very good. Until the Bears prove me otherwise, I'm taking Pack. But I am going to say Chicago. Golly, I want to say that. No, I'm just going to pick them. Give me Pack. Pack to win.
Okay. All right. I'm going to. I don't know. The boogeyman is no longer at Lambeau Field.
He's getting bloody noses in Pittsburgh.
Yes, in playing horrible football. He's gone, and Jordan Love's pretty good himself, but there's been some questions in this Bears defense. They get a lot of interceptions, and I think they could rattle Jordan Love a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm not going to take him to win, but I like the Bears to cover. That's a big spread, and I know it's in Lambeau, but still. So for me, Bears cover. Now we get to conference championship time. We'll start with the Big Ten title game. Number 2 versus number 1. Indiana at Ohio State. Buckeyes favored by 5.5. 48.5 is the over-under.
I'm taking Buckeyes cover.
There we go. I like it. I like it.
More talented football team. No offense to Indiana.
I want to agree because I feel like Bucks are going to win by like a touchdown. I could see it, but it scares me a little bit. But I don't think this team has shown any signs of slowing down necessarily, and has certainly not played down to competition. And not like you're playing down to the number 2 team in the country. That doesn't exist. So, Bucks cover. Okay.
Bucks cover. Buckeyes cover.
Amen. Number 3, Georgia, favored by 2.5 on the road at Bama. Number 9 in the nation, 47.5 over under.
It's not on the road. It's neutral site. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's in Georgia.
Whoops.
Georgia, Alabama, Mercedes-Benz SEC title game. Alabama has had a lot of close wins this year. Georgia has just been steady. Go Dogs. Take the Dogs.
Okay.
What was the spread? What's the spread again? 2.5?
2.5.
Dogs cover. Go Dogs.
Yeah. Bama has certainly shown some holes lately. They kind of struggled in the Iron Bowl. Yeah, I take Georgia to win. Georgia to win. Give me Georgia to win. Okay. And that game will be played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Next up, we have the Big 12 title game. Number 11, BYU versus number 4, Texas Tech. Playing at AT&T Stadium over there in Arlington, Texas.
Doesn't this game have a lot of interesting feels too? Because, they just played a few weeks ago and Tech just rolled BYU.
Yeah. You know what the spread is?
Rolled them.
12.5.
Oh, it's huge. Jeez, it's big. I feel confident in saying that BYU will cover. They're going to play inspired ball.
Ooh, I disagree.
Okay.
Texas Tech covers the 12.5.
Wow.
I don't know. They beat the crap out of them. Texas Tech seems like they're just a juggernaut. I hope BYU wins so they can box Notre Dame out of the playoff, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
I doubt that happens no matter what. I think Notre Dame's in the playoff no matter what.
You think so? Okay. We'll find out.
Yep.
The American Championship. 2 ranked teams. Number 24, North Texas, favored by 3 against Tulane, number 20.
Do either of these teams have their head coaches coaching in this game?
Unfortunately, not. It's a shame. I don't know if they're sticking around for the end of the season or not, so maybe they do.
You know what? Give me the Mean Green. Messmaker, 29 touchdowns, 4 picks. I'm rolling with that. So Mean Green, cover the 3.
Okay. Yeah, they have the better aerial attack, and this is it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think I like North Texas more as well. I am going to take the Mean Green. Why not? Mean Green cover.
This game is played at Ullman Stadium, which is the home of Tulane, so they kind of have the home field advantage officially.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
It's a good wrinkle to this one.
There you go.
All right. 2 more. Duke at Virginia for the ACC title. The Cavs are favored by 2.5. No Miami because the ACC is insane.
Everybody in the ACC is like, please God, Virginia win. Don't leave us out of the playoffs. Because if Duke wins, the ACC is probably not getting a team in the playoffs. The problem is, I think it's happening. Give me Blue Devils in the upset win.
Wow. Okay.
Manny Diaz for defensive coordinator. Gonna get her done. Gonna shut down the Who's offense.
I like your thought, and that's what I want to happen because it would be so awesome to see 2 Group of 5 teams in the playoff. But I don't know. I think Virginia, their offense has been pretty good this year. I like Chandler Morris at quarterback. I take them to cover the 2.5. Finally, the Mountain West Championship game, UNLV versus the former college football playoff team, Boise State. They're favored by 1.5.
What a year coaching by Dan Mullen over there at UNLV. I mean, golly, to come right in and get this Rebels team up to 10-2, impressive. No offense to Boise State. You know, they had a rocky. Remember, they lost the first game of the year to South Florida and really had some struggles. They found some things here of late.
Yeah.
I think UNLV offensively is too much to handle. So I'm actually going to take UNLV. They're actually the underdogs in this by 5.5. But I'm going to take UNLV in an upset.
Okay, I'm on the ESPN website, and they have a list of picks. Okay, they updated the spread to 4.5.
Okay, 4.5 still?
Is where it's at right now. So UNLV to win, or do you think they cover?
I'm taking UNLV to win.
Well, obviously they cover if they win.
Taking UNLV to win.
Okay. All right. We'll go against the grain just to do it. Boise State covers. Why not?
There you go.
Boise covers. That's your pick
of the weekend. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We got 3 up, 3 down to wrap up a show here on a Friday. It's the Morning Blitz.
Join Vision Source of Colby for their Christmas open house and frame show Friday, December 5th from 8:30 to 3:30. Explore the latest styles in eyewear, enjoy exclusive discounts, and meet the team. They'll have refreshments, giveaways, and expert advice to help you find your perfect look. Don't miss the fun at Vision Source of Colby. Visit eyeclinic.com for details.
Your Cheyenne County Hospital in St. Francis is improving health with access to quality care. Whether you're looking for primary care, wound care, physical therapy, cardiologist, or anything in between, Cheyenne County Hospital can help. For info, visit their Facebook page or call 785-332-2104 or visit them at CheyenneCountyHospital.com. The Cheyenne County Hospital, located on 210 West Street in St. Francis.
To get Santa through the snow, it's an Otter angle dozer blade made and shipped all over the country from Otter Incorporated, Clayton, Kansas, where owners Frank and since it's his brother Greg say thank you. You have it made with an Otter blade. OtterDozer.com.
Farmers and ranchers, sign up now for the annual American Implement Winter Service Special for your work to be done in our shop by our certified John Deere technicians. Call your local service manager at American Implement in Colby, Oakley, Goodland, and Wheeler, your John Deere dealers.
Pizza, pasta, calzone, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Find that all and more at Gambino's Pizza on 4th Street in Colby. Get fantabulous coupons now at Gambino'sPizza.com. Gambino's Pizza, Colby, Kansas.
You're listening to the High Plains only local sports talk show.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The Morning Blitz.
All right, just a few minutes left to go here on a Friday show before we get to 3 up and 3 down. I did want to quickly highlight a couple of things going on this weekend. Colby Community College and 42nd Northwest basketball in action Saturday. CCC at home hosting Cloud County. 42nd Northwest on the road at Seward. Those are all on Saturday. We talked about a lot of college hoops games in the region. We did forget about one, a rivalry game between Colorado and Colorado State.
That's right.
This weekend. So we Colorado State happening this weekend. So, yeah. Full slate of basketball and winter sports season is officially here. We are in full swing beginning tonight. All right, a very quick edition of 3 Up, 3 Down. Let's get rolling once I can find the button. There we go.
3 questions.
Let me ask you something.
3 answers.
Answer the question.
It's 3 Up, 3 Down on the Morning Blitz.
Go ahead, Connor. What's your first question?
Okay, my first question is, may not be your favorite team, but who's your favorite K-State football player ever?
Probably Darren Sproles.
Good pick.
Love Darren Sproles. I love small running backs. I like Deuce Vaughn. He was great. Going to go with Darren Sproles, probably my favorite K-State player of all time. Although Jordy Nelson's up there. Jordy's a pretty cool dude.
Another good one.
Farming in north central Kansas, by the way, right now.
That's awesome.
Who is winning the Heisman?
Julian Sayin. Come on.
Oh, come on. Gosh, you really think this?
If he has a good if he has a good Big Ten title game, he's winning it.
Can you take off the Homer glasses and actually give an answer that's actually true? Who is winning?
You haven't seen him this season. You saw he played in the Michigan game.
I've seen him play. Whoop-de-doo-dah day. He's on an all-star team. Diego Pavia for Heisman. Simple as that.
Ugh.
Diego Pavia for Heisman and watch him win it.
I don't see it. He's not even in the realm.
He's a dude. Diego
All
Pavia.
right.
If he's not in New York at all, it's a travesty. Is what
Might not be. We'll see. Okay. Best breakfast dish.
Honestly, I love to take hash browns and then cut up some grill. Get some sausage all browned up, chop that all up into pieces, eggs, cheese, some prosciutto peppers. I love to eat that either plain or with a taco shell.
That sounds good.
Oh, it's awesome. If you want to even add a little bit more, you can add it. If you have a little white gravy, put that in there too. Breakfast gravy.
Not bad.
It's gonna stick to your. It's gonna keep you warm and stick to your innards for a while, but it's good.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that. Top movie of all time in Connor Schuh's opinion.
Oh man, because there's different answers for, I guess, different moods, but I think the movie I have had the most fun watching, I will put it like this, is Scary Movie.
You are such an interesting person.
That movie will never fail to make me laugh.
Oh my gosh.
There's like more serious picks, but I think that's the one I've watched the most, so I feel like it's only right.
All right. Next question.
Okay, final one is your favorite traditional Olympic sport.
Traditional Olympic sport, summer or winter?
Let's go winter.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I really fell in love with curling a few years ago. Curling was great, but I'm not gonna lie. I think I think deep down I'd probably say bobsled. Four-man bobsled.
Nice.
Get on up, it's bobsled time. Love bobsled though in the winter. Winter Olympics are my favorite, by the way, even over summer. Love the Winter Olympics. So great. There's so many great things. All right, I'm gonna have some fun and just steal one of your questions. Your favorite Michigan player of all time?
Okay. Fair enough.
JJ McCarthy.
He's probably towards the bottom of the list. I always thought Denard Robinson was cool.
Shoelace.
Yeah, shoelaces, because he had his shoelaces untied, and he unfortunately was a bust in the NFL and didn't really do a whole lot. He played for a couple of years, but he was. I admired his play style. Him, and I'll give Mason Graham a shout out because he's wreaking havoc for the Browns right now.
All right. Appreciate your honesty there. 3 up, 3 down here on a Friday. On to the walk-off.
And back lifts his ball high, deep to right. How about a walk-off Grady? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
It looks like the Penn State coaching job search is coming to a head. And you know where they're going to possibly land on?
They're not getting him.
You don't think so? Matt Campbell?
No.
I honestly think they have a great shot at it. I don't think Iowa State has anywhere near the funds to compete at the level that he wants to compete at. Penn State does.
True. But
I think there is such a I think there's a wide, like Iowa State budget wise is very small, and a guy he has done so much with so little has Matt Campbell. Penn State, he can do so much more with so little and even get more. I think it's surprising that it took this long to get to him, because I think he'd be a great fit there at Happy Valley.
Only thing I'll say is any coach that gets hired there is so behind the 8 ball in recruiting. I mean, they currently have, I think, the worst recruiting class in Power 5 right now.
Doesn't matter because the portal.
Guys could flip too.
You go to the portal. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's portal era. Be different if it was non-portal, but the portal's there. Give us the deets on tonight's broadcast for Colby Eagle basketball.
First game starts at 6 o'clock Central Time. That is the women's game in Ulysses. Boys will start roughly 15, 20 minutes after that one. So 100.3 The Ride. Be there.
What time for pregame?
Pregame, it's a short one, 20, 15 minutes. I think it'll start at 5:45. I got to put that in the system.
Yeah, got to get that taken care of. Goodland Cowboy and Cowgirl basketball tonight at home versus Ulysses. Tune in around 20 till the top of the hour, 4:40 Mountain Time for pregame. We'll get you set for Cowboys, Cowgirls, and Blue Jays tonight as the high school basketball season gets underway. See you back on Monday. It's been the Blitz. Have a good one.